Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now we are doing a bit of caravan maintenance in this video. If you haven't seen our last video, I will just put a card up there now. Now we was away at Cherry Hilton and we had a few issues in that video. One of them being the skylight. It kept closing by itself and it kept the handle did keep pushing through the fly net on there. So the struts are just old, they need replacing. So I have got myself two new skylight struts. Another issue we had was the shower. Now I've got a new shower housing. I think I haven't taken the other one off, so when we get round to fitting it I'll have a look, but I believe it's got a crack in round this part somewhere because it was just leaking constantly out of there. So we've got that to fit. Also we ran out of gas. Well, we near enough ran out of gas. Now I've got a 15 kg butane bottle in the front, which personally I think is too heavy to be in the front locker. I've said this before, when we bought this caravan, I think this caravan was on a seasonal pitch most of its life, well, a majority of its life anyway, and lugging around a full 15 kg gas bowl, it's just too heavy, especially with the nose weight and everything. We did have an issue of it freezing when we were doing the renovation in the winter. So I have a new pigtail and we are going for propane this time, not butane, and I have invested in something. They're quite costly, but I will get onto that a bit later in the video. But first, I think I'm going to try and get these gas struts done on the skylight. Let's show you what we're working with. Now Paul from Towfix has kindly told me roughly how we got to do this. So this cap's got to come out, just a flathead screwdriver. You do get replacements ones of them. Also we need to just prise that off as well, and there'll be another one of these pins like this in that side. The cap was missing there, so I'll be able to replace that because you get two in the pack. All right, hopefully you're going to be able to see this okay. So first of all, we just got to get this cap out. Like I said, you get a new one. There we go. Push it in at the top. Well, that's probably why, because this is under pressure, so that's right. So that saved us a job. Basically, you just have to pull the pin out, and that is going to release the bottom end of the gas strut. And the same with this one. Get a little screwdriver underneath. Take the pressure off it, and then it should pop out. Right, we'll leave that like that for a minute. Now what we want to do is take this silver cap off here. Hopefully this will come off a lot easier than the plastic one, but I'm going to need two ends. Right, I've got one side off, so I'll try and show you on this side the best I can. Make sure I get one off. Literally, just get your screwdriver underneath. And it should pop off like that. And then what you got to do is again get that pin out. That's on the roof now, that pin. And we're going to get the new gas strut, which is this here. I mean, look, that's quite solid. So that's got a good bit of pressure on it. Look at this one. I can do it with my finger. So that is definitely shot. In the bag, you do get two new pins and obviously the cap to go back on. And we've got to try and press that back on to the top one, otherwise it's going to fling out as soon as we open it. Once you get one gas strut in, it should be enough to hold it. So it should make the other side a bit easier to do. Now hopefully this is going to be the most trickiest bit. I'm going to place that in there. Should hold it a bit. get our pin. And now, this is where we need to get the small cap, and we're gonna have to try and press it onto here. Get yourself some grips like these, and then you should be able to just press it in. There we go. Bottom pin in the bottom. That's it. That doesn't need a cap or anything on. That just literally pops in there like that. Just make sure when you're putting your pin back in, it's got a collar on this end. So from the outside in, through, and then the cap can go on the end of that. I'll whack the other one on the other side, and then we'll give it a test. Now, hopefully, look at that. That is not coming back down at all. These caps come in 3 different colours. You've got like a white, a creamy colour, which is one I'm going to use, and like an off-white colour as well. I'll pop this in there. Hopefully I don't have to get this one back out again. And I'll pop the other one on the other side. Result. I'm going to leave that up, I think, because it's quite warm in here. Job number 2 on my list for today is a shower. So let's get this open. My trusty knife. Now, the shower, the original one, on the end of this, on the end of the outlet here, it did have flexi hose in, but Paul's kindly given me some pipe, so we have some push fittings, so we can push them on there, push that on there, measure it up, cut it to size, and away we go. But first we need to take the old one off. I forgot my Wagos. I was going to just use Wagos on this, but I will uncrimp the connectors that are on there and see if I can reuse them, because I haven't got no electrical connectors. But this could have cracked due to me not draining down a system properly in the winter. So a lesson learnt really. But what we're going to do is, once we get the old one off, well, I'm going to have a little look at it. You can see I've still got the rags there from when it was leaking. So we're going to have to see if we can reuse these. If not, I've got Wagos at home. That'll take 2 seconds to connect that tomorrow. But ideally I do want to test it all today before we go away. So these are the flexi hoses. We're not going to be able to reuse them. Get this off. There's a nut there. Right, I'm going to get these off. It's a bit hard with the camera right in front of me. So these are off now. Right, next I need to see if I can get these back out and reuse them. If not, I'm going to have to put some new Wagos on tomorrow. Well, that's a bit of a result. I actually kept some in the Caravan. So I'm just going to snip these now. Now, just got to get the old nut off behind. Quite hard to know where the leak was coming from. I can't see no obvious cracks, but it could have been this bit here. That looks like that's like plastic welded together or something, so that might have sprung a leak. Either way, what I'm going to do now is measure the amount of pipe that we need. It's going to be about like that much. I'll cut that there. Hopefully I can cut it with a pair of scissors. Have I got anything to cut it with? That is a question. I might have something somewhere. Alright, let's get the old one back in, the new one back in even. Moment of truth, guys. See if we've got any leaks. First, I need to fill up the hot water tank. Right, that's the hot water tank filled up. Right, so this is a hot. No leaks there. Yeah, that's absolutely bone dry. And now we're cold. No leaks there. Another issue we had last week when we was away was the pump going into the caravan. It kept stopping. I literally had to go out, tap it, and it would come back on again. Now, I was told that these pins can expand a bit, push themselves in, and you don't get a good connection. So just get a flathead screwdriver, prise them out a bit, and we're going to see if that works. That was the main two issues last week. The skylight kept falling down, and the main one was the shower was leaking quite a lot actually. I think it was leaking the time we went away beforehand as well, and we just put it down to condensation because we didn't have the heating on overnight, but obviously it was a shower leaking. I've got one more job to do, and that is to fit the new gas bowl, and I'm going to show you what gas bowl I went for. This is our old gas bowl. It's a bit big. It's probably too big to be lugging around in your front locker. It's butane as well, which is not ideal for colder weather. So I really wanted to move away from this and get something different. I'll show you what I got. So I have made the plunge, and I've got a safefill bottle. Now I'm really lucky here because where the storage yard is, it's joined onto the campsite, and they have a filling point there. Now I paid about, for this butane bottle, I think I paid about £68. This is nearly empty, and it would have been my third one I would have had to get. We did use quite a bit of gas when we was renovating the caravan in the winter because we was coming down here, putting the heating on because it was freezing. But the weight difference is unreal. This is quite heavy. This, super light. Now these are quite expensive. They're £200 for the bottle, but I think in the long run, you're gonna get your money back. Now these will last you 10 years before you need to replace them. So really, it's not a bad deal at all. And filling them up is really cheap as well. So I am really lucky here. Connected to the storage yard is the local campsite. They have a LPG filling station there, 99p a litre, and this will hold 14.5 litres. So you're looking at 15 quid to fill it up. The other good thing I like is you can actually see how much gas you got left. You probably won't be able to see on the camera, but if you get a torch, shine it through one end, you'll be able to see the level through the other side. Now when you first get them, it does say only fill them up a maximum of 10 litres on your first fill up. So I got 8 litres stuck in here, but because that's butane and this is propane, I need to change the pigtail. So this is a old butane one. You can see the fitment is a lot different to this one. So I went for the hand screw because we're going to be taking it out, I wouldn't say on a regular basis, but it's just easier just to have a hand screw instead of spanner all the time. Now these are dated. This one is dated 2025. I can't remember off the top of my head how often you're supposed to change these. They do have a sell by date on them, but if you know, drop it in the comments. I'm going to get this fitted. I can't really show you fitting it because I can't hold the hatch up, get the spanner in there, but it's easy. It's just one nut, and then I'll get the gas bottle in there and we'll take a look. Excuse the state of my locker, but there you go, that is in there now. So much better just to stick it in, so much lighter. Takes up a lot less room as well. I would recommend a 7.5. I wouldn't go for a 10. A lot of people said that I got the 10, wish they'd just gone for the 7.5, because you can fill these up whenever, half full, quarter full, whatever. Like I said, they're expensive, but I think in the long run they're definitely worth a while, especially if you got somewhere really close to you where you can fill them up. Now originally I was going to fill them up at Mawson's because I didn't actually know that the campsite did the filling, but Morrison's was a lot dearer. I think it was £1.20 a litre at Morrison's, and here it was 99p. Let me know in the comments if you got a safe fill bottle and what you think of them. And that is it from this video. It was literally a few niggly little jobs. I haven't done one of these for a while, I don't think, like maintenance videos. I think it's been quite a while, but fingers crossed we won't have many more coming up, because that means I've got to put my hand in my pocket and start buying stuff. Now we've got everything done that did break last time. Also we've changed the gas bottle, which I am super happy with. That just leaves me to tidy up, because we are away tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's going to stay nice, but looking at our forecast, we are forecast a bit of rain. Typical, isn't it? But to be honest, we've had some cracking weekends away in the beautiful sunshine, so you can't complain too much. But if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, try to respond to every single comment. It might take us a couple of days, but we do respond to them all. And if you're not already subscribed, then hit the subscribe button. We'd love you to be part of the channel. Right, on that note, I'll see you in the next one.